Hey guys, this is going to be the first area that I'm remodeling in the basement. I need to build a wall over this wall here and that wall back there to cover this brick up. If you look here, you'll see that there's this I cut the carpet back already. All this carpet's coming out, but I cut it back because I need to put a piece of foam down on the concrete first. But there's a 2x4 wall right here. And the 2x4 is a little bit past the brick edge. So I'm making a 2x3 wall. By making a 2x3 wall, I'll be even with this 2x4 here. So what I need to do is I gotta put down the bottom piece. I have a bunch of 2x3s here. We're gonna use this foam. We're gonna put the foam on the ground. We're gonna put the 2x3 on top of it. We're gonna Tapcon the 2x3 into the concrete. The reason why I'm using the foam is to separate the wood from the concrete. We've never had any moisture issue in this basement, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put that down there. Or you can use a piece of pressure treated lumber or the foam. Either way you can do it. I played around with the idea of putting plastic up and insulation, and I thought about it, and I just think that could potentially create mold in the future if there's plastic back there and the air is trapped. So I opted to not do plastic or insulation because it's pretty warm down here anyways. So I am basically building a 2x4 wall. I'm gonna leave it open behind there, and then the tongue and groove pine's gonna go in front of it. And I've done that in the bar and everything and have zero issues. So at least by doing that and having this wall cavity open, and it can flow open into the top up there. There will be a header piece, but there'll be air movement. So there's always going to be consistent air movement behind the walls, which should keep it from molding. So basically what I need to do now is get set up and get this first 2x3 installed on the floor here. I have my shop vacuum down here and my cordless miter box, and I'll just turn that on when I cut so that it sucks up all the sawdust. Okay, I set my laser up so that I'm running down this wall. And I am at 3 1/4. And my line down here is also at 3 1/4. So now I can get this sill plate set level. And if you look up here, I don't know if you can see it or not, probably blocking it. Yeah, you can't see it with the light on. If you look up here, you could see, it's hard to see right now, but it's up there. There's a red line up there that I could see off camera that I'll use for my top plate. Now I'm going to put the bottom plate in and then the top plate, and then I'm going to cut the 2x3s individually and put them in place just in case anything is not level. Plus this room is only 7 feet wide, so I can't build an 8-foot tall wall and stand it up because I don't have anywhere to build it. So we're just going to stick build it in the air. So basically I'm going to start with putting that bottom 2x4 down 3 1/4 off the wall, and at that point I'm going to Tapcon them into the floor. I have a piece of foam laying underneath it, so let me get the Tapcons and stuff. Okay, let's get our first Tapcon in here. I can see the red line on the foam down here. You probably can't on the camera. But I'm going to line it up right on it. I'm going to put one Tapcon here. You want to stay away from the edge a little bit because your first 2x3 is going to be there. I like to use the 1/4 inch head ones, and I always drill a little bit farther than the screw. No, that's actually 5/16. My fault. Let me go grab a 5/16. That one did not hold. Broke the screw. So I need to re-drill next to it. dust or something in there. When you buy the bigger pack of Tapcons, it comes with the drill bit. There we go. Now we got it. So now we can do it one of two ways. We can come all the way down here and put another one and then bend it to fit the line. Don't know if you guys can see that line or not. Maybe faintly right here. You can see the line. But I think I'll be all right. I'm just going to work my way down, and then I can always bend it at the end. And also I need my tape measure because I don't want to put it where there's going to be a stud. So we'll put one there. 16 inches on center, so we'll go in the middle just to be on the safe side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that the rest of the way down, and then I'll come back. Okay, now that that bottom plate is all screwed down and in place and going straight, I need to put some block work up there in order to fasten the top plate 3 1/4 inches away from the wall. So let me set up the tripod and I'll show you how I'm going to put a couple blocks in. Okay, I have my blocks up there, and you can sort of see maybe the red line. There it is. Now you can see the red line. That's the line I need to go off of. That's the outside of my 2x3. If you guys are wondering earlier why I was tapping my impact against the 2x4 rather than my hammer, is I've been having problems with that thing. I don't know if anybody else has been having problems with a few of their DeWalt tools, but every once in a while I have to tap on the motor, like it'll spin like really slow. It won't go full speed. So if I tap on the motor a couple times, then all of a sudden it works. I have no idea what's wrong with it. I have to take it apart and look. And one of my DeWalt cordless staplers broke too. I'm starting to wonder. I've had DeWalt for years, and I almost wonder in the future if maybe it's time to switch to Milwaukee. I don't know. I mean, don't know what the deal is with that. And the stapler, I think the motor blew out on it, so I ordered a motor for that. So I got to take that apart and look and see. But anyways, back to this now. So what I need to do is mark a line over here. Actually, no, I can see it. I need to take this 2x3 right to the edge of that brick up there. come across here and put screws into 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And then that's all the screws. I'm just gonna put 1 screw in those 4 spots. And then we can start putting our studs up. So let me grab a 2x3 and hold it up there, and hopefully I can kind of hold it by myself and get a couple screws in it. A little bow to it, so I'll use my hammer and pry it away from the wall a little bit. Alright, now that we have that up there, I'm going to turn my laser off. On 91 5/8. Show you how that saw works with the vacuum. Now this vacuum turns itself on and off if you have a power tool plugged into it. That's cordless, so it does not turn the vacuum on and off, so I have to turn it on and off manually. It works really nicely. It doesn't put any dust up in the air at all. A little bit of dust on the bottom, but nothing in the air. So that's nice, especially when you have a bunch of stuff down here that you don't really want to get a bunch of dust on. So now we can put this first 2x4 in place, and I'm hoping it's going to be a little tight because it just makes it a little bit easier. Now this first 2x4, I'm just going to put 1 into the floor plate, 1 into the top plate, and then 2 or 3 down the wall there. Screw on the bottom's in the way. Have to do it the other way. I'm putting these in on a little bit of an angle because they're a little long, and I want to run some electrical on this wall. and I don't want to snag myself on one of these tips. So I'm going to go in on an angle. Those screws are 3.5. Alright, so basically I'm going to do the rest of them the identical way. Except on the next couple, I'm going to have to put 2 screws on the bottom and 2 on the top so that the 2x3 doesn't want to twist back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and stud this wall. I'm not going to sit here and videotape me screwing in, 6, 7 studs. It's kind of pointless. So I'm going to go ahead and get this studded in, and then I'll come back. Okay, I got this first 8 feet done. If you guys are wondering why I am not fastening these to the wall and why I'm leaving a gap, I don't recommend ever drilling into your foundation of your house. I definitely recommend leaving it away from the wall a little bit. If this was a 2x4 wall, I would do the same thing. I'd leave it away from the wall a little bit. You want to let this stuff breathe, especially down in the basement. I'm probably going to be using 2x3s for all the walls down here, just for the simple fact to try to gain a little bit of space because of all the arcade games. So what I'm doing is making the walls not as deep, but it's not a big deal because I'm not insulating them. So now I'm going to finish off this last little bit into the corner there, and then I'm probably going to call it a night, and then tomorrow I'll build that other wall there, and then I can start framing in the ceiling and showing you guys how I do that. This 2x4 stopped a little short of this beam. I don't think I'm going to put a nailer around that beam because I'm using 3/4 inch tongue and groove pine, and it can overhang that little 4 or 5 inches right there, and it's not going to affect it one bit. Plus I'm going to have to wrap this beam with some other wood, so it's going to cover it up. So it'll be just fine not doing that. So my next stud's going to be, just past the beam. So it should work out pretty good. All right, that whole wall is framed up. I'll do that other one tomorrow. I won't video that. I just wanted to show you how I was going to attach it at the top so you guys had an idea. And also when I run the wires for these walls, obviously I'll have to drill through the 2x3s to go from one plug to the other. But when I bring the wire over from the fuse panel this way, I'm going to sneak it behind the top plate rather than having to drill through it. I'll just bring it from behind and bring it down the side of the, way on the inside edge of this 2x3. So I don't ever have to worry about hitting it with a nail or anything like that. I also cut this up higher. This was down here. I ended up cutting it up higher. I cannot go any higher than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this ceiling come straight through to there, and I'm going to have to leave those 2 areas there because the height of the ceiling over here is going to have to go pretty low because of these 2 cold air returns. One's a cold air return and one's a vent. So I got to be careful with that. I got to try to keep it, might even have to take this down a hair more to accommodate for that. So, all right, well, that's going to end this video. Just a quick video on getting started down here. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.